So how did I end up becoming a drug addict? I grew up in the church. I went to Christian schools. My mom was the lead singer of the worship team. I got good grades, and I was active in sports. At 16, a friend introduced me to Vicodin, and I was immediately infatuated. I had removed God from my life entirely and was just focused on instant gratification in the most selfish ways imaginable. I was arrested multiple times for underage drinking, and no matter the consequences I faced, I never managed to consider I had a problem. High school rolled into college. Vicodin turned into Oxycontin, pills to needles, and then to heroin. My family finally convinced me to seek treatment in my early 20s, but I didn't go for the right reasons. I left after only 10 days. I would run out of money, commit a crime, end up in jail, and be forced back into treatment only to leave and start the cycle all over again. I would disappear from my family for days at a time, and I wasn't the only one. All three of my brothers were addicts on the same destructive road as I was. In 2013, I was arrested for committing retail theft. My mom kept telling me I needed to go to the New Life program at the Erie City Mission. My probation officer agreed that I wasn't getting let out unless it was for long-term help. I just said yes. Turns out I loved the mission. I had real friends for the first time in years, and my family was trusting me again. By this time, my older brother, Rob, was also accepted into the program. But I still had my oldest brother, Matt, still in the grip of addiction, and a younger brother struggling as well. But I was on my way to serious recovery for the first time, and I was set to graduate the program on January 17, 2014. On January 11th, my dad and stepmom came to see my brother Rob and I at the mission. It was my brother Matt. He had been found unconscious, lifeless, overdosed, and gone. This was the worst night of my life. And I wish I could tell you that I remained sober from then on, especially to honor my brother Matt, but I didn't. I graduated from the New Life program the day after my brother's funeral. I managed to stay clean for over 2 years, but I tried to do it on my own, without God. On January 21st, 2018, I decided to drive to Slippery Rock to complete a larger drug transaction. On my way home, I was barely conscious. Driving all over the road, I was arrested for DUI. That officer not only potentially saved my life, but the lives of others. I eventually made my way back to the Erie City Mission, but I wasn't clean, and I was hurting. Immediately after an AA meeting, I decided to shoot up, upstairs, at the mission. I was instantly unconscious and slumped over the bathroom stall. A recent graduate of the program found me and pulled me out. I wasn't breathing. Finally, the paramedics brought me back. I'll never forget seeing my family's faces at the hospital and the tears flowing from their eyes. What was it going to take for me to finally overcome my addiction? This time, after everything I had been through, after everything I put my friends and family through, I finally realized what I needed. God. On June 4th, 2018, I re-entered the mission for the final time and decided to do everything differently. To put God first and recommit my life to Jesus. To be part of a community that would not only hold me accountable, but would push me closer to Him. I made Elevate Church that community. I completed Crash Course while still living at the mission, and I have been serving ever since. It started with the parking lot team, then Elevate Kids, and now I am a youth leader with Elevate Students. I had to learn to love myself before I could ever love someone else. And I have. I attend AA meetings regularly, share my story when asked, and sponsor other men in recovery. God put the woman of my dreams into my life, someone I can grow with in my faith, and her family has accepted me as one of their own, in spite of my past. This past summer, my brother Rob celebrated 6 years of sobriety. My younger brother Jordan is also overcoming his addiction and was baptized at Elevate this fall. Today I have purpose, a purpose that I have never felt before. My life is stronger than it's ever been. My family is stronger than it's ever been. My heart had been searching for so long, broken into a million pieces. And Jesus, through His grace that I was so undeserving of, brought it all back together. And I'll never take for granted that this story of hope, forgiveness, victory, and freedom, this story is my story.